curious thing I'm realizing the idea I am someone is the source, the cause of all problems. And it's so difficult to accept it and get rid of it. It's so strong, this idea I'm someone, name, form.
Yeah, well, the key is not to try to get rid of it, but to see it for what it is. Because as long as we're trying to get rid of it, actually we're reinforcing it. Because there's a me trying to get rid of me.
That's right.
With the aim that this me will be somehow more enlightened when I get rid of me. And the whole thing's a joke, really. So looking at the nature of this so-called me, you can see it for what it is. And just seeing it more clearly actually pulls the rug out from under its feet. Because as long as we're not looking at it clearly, it's vague and it still maintains some kind of power. So if we turn and look at it, we see, well, what is it made of? Maybe you can have a look at that now. Do you find what it's made of?
Thoughts, ideas.
Yeah. And what about where? Where is it?
What's in the body? Difficult to locate. It's here.
When you say difficult, that's getting vague again.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, oh, I can't find it, But let's really try to find it, if you can find it. Is there a point, a specific point, where this me is?
Somewhere in the middle, in the center of this being.
Center where exactly?
Maybe the heart.
Maybe? See how we have such a tendency to be vague about it. So is it specific sensation that you're referring to?
Yes.
Where?
It's here, yet it's everywhere. It's like
Where's here?
it's like it's a tiny, tiny point, but then it expands into infinity.
Yeah. You see, the thing is that this me, the me that we've been referring to as a thought, in fact, it's not just a thought, it is who you really are, really. I mean, it is life itself. That's why you have a sense of it kind of emanating everywhere. But usually we're assuming that it is the thought me. And usually we're also assuming that it is located physically in a certain point. So if we can just, for now, don't refer to the kind of everything aspect of it, but just look at the physical experience. If there is a physical point that you find yourself, that you're referring to yourself when you talk about me.
It's difficult. It's just a sense of I, a sense of me, being.
Where?
I don't know. I mean, there is this image of a body, but I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah. And I mean, some people have an idea that I'm in the head looking out of the eyes.
To think about it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's such an assumption that usually doesn't really get questioned, like kind of almost scientifically. We're like, okay, if there's a me, let's really have a look at it. Where is it? How is it? What does it feel like? Where exactly is it located? What is it made of? Is it thought? Or is it sensation? Or is it both? You know, I find that that's really helpful. Maybe, you have a look at it again when you're on your own, just to see as clearly as possible, without kidding yourself with it, And perhaps, if you don't find anything, and maybe that's okay, and if you find a physical sensation that you feel that you're referring as me to, then have a look at that physical sensation and ask yourself, well, am I really just that physical sensation? If it is, let's say, that point that you feel in the chest area, then is that the me? Or is that just a sensation?
I have another question related to this. I feel like for every desire I have is a different me. I have many different me's that desire different things.
Yes.
And I realize when I get what I want, it's dangerous. It's just postponing the facing of the misery.
Yeah.
But yet, when I don't get what I want, these various me's rebel.
Yeah. So, although there isn't really a separate me, when you have a look and you find that there's nothing in your own direct experience, there appears to be many me's, and I mean, really, really many. I mean, when I run retreats with people, sometimes we put a board up behind us, and I get people to come and write, all the different characters, all the different me's that we are, and the board gets covered, and there's not even space to write them all, and we can all relate to each other's me's, basically. And often we think that we're so specially alone or bad or ridiculous for having these me stories, and we see them like, oh, actually we all have these multiple personalities. Yeah. And but when you recognize that actually there isn't really a me in your direct experience, then these kind of personalities, they can come and they can go, but they never are anchored in a real me, in a real belief, because you've looked at that assumption of the anchor, So then these different personalities, they come and go, and you can have more insight into them for sure, which is why I invite them to be here so that we can look at them. But they're never really a problem, because they're not a problem for me, because there's no me. And even though each one, when it comes up as me, I need this, I'm going here, I'm doing this, and I don't do whatever. It's a story, it's a wave of sensation, it's an energy, it has a particular flavour. But the anchor, the seriousness in it is seen through. So there's more of a kind of watching yourself as you play it. Okay. It's not, doesn't mean that those me's go away at all.
Right.
It's just that there's a little bit of space, and it seems that over time that space grows. Yeah. Of like recognizing as they play out, each time they play out. Yeah. It's a kind of necessary part of this process of seeing that I'm not these personalities, that they have to play out. So often when we're on this spiritual path, we think, oh, I shouldn't play out these characters anymore. But actually, they're important that they do play out, so that you can see that they are not you. So in a way, you can thank them for being here when there's a reaction or something. Oh, great, thanks. Now I can see that that's not me. And so each time they play out, you can see it a little bit more clearly. It's not me. It's not me.
So will you say it's important to see them and not to ignore them?
To see them, not to pretend that they're not here, because often we're trying to be super spiritual and we just suppress them. And then they burst out in another way later on, so there's no point in doing that. But acknowledging them when they're here. It's like, oh yes, welcome. You're my old friend, this personality. You're welcome to be here forever, even, if you feel like. Or to go, or to change to your opposite, because they all come with kind of opposites. Right. When you get what you want, or you don't get what you want, these kind of things. and so you just see them, feel them, notice the physical sensation that comes with it, the emotion. Look at it all like a scientist in the same way as we're looking at that me reference point. Oh, what does this look like? What does this feel like? Really getting to know it. Because these personalities have been like your old friends, They've been so loyal your whole life. But protecting you, actually. Trying to get what you think you need in this life. So they're not bad, they're not your enemies, they've tried to be your friends.
Right.
So it's just saying, thank you for being here, thank you for helping me, all these personalities, but you're not me, I'm not you, and I'm the one that's seeing you. I'm always just seeing you, so you're welcome to play your games, but I'm seeing you.
So do you think with this approach they gradually will fade away? Or?
They never need to. You see, it's the one that thinks that they should fade away or is hoping for them to fade away is another one of these personalities, right? It's just the spiritual personality, and that one also is totally welcome to be here. It's just it doesn't mean anything. You're not that one that needs any of these to go away, and that spiritual personality tends to rise above the other personalities, saying, I'm super spiritual, I wear white and I float around and I look down on all these other personalities and they should go away. Don't look at me, I'm spiritual. But that one also. So they never need to go away. They may fade, maybe, but who cares actually? Who needs them to go away? Not this me, right?
Sometimes reading the scriptures, particularly in India, they talk a lot about destruction of the mind and burning the ego. So you have an idea that something needs to go away.
But then it's just the ego trying to burn the ego.
Right.
And that just reinforces the ego and creates this kind of spiritual ego. And you see many, many people walking around with wonderful spiritual egos.
Right.
And it's a very dangerous, not dangerous, but in a way it's dangerous.
It's
in the spiritual world, in the spiritual scene, in a way, that these spiritual egos, they flower up all over the place, and they look the most worthy, the most truthful, the most real, the most special, And especially if you can sit in a lotus position for hours, then wow, it reinforces this spiritual ego. But actually, this spiritual ego is just another ego, or just another me personality, like all the rest. It's no more special. So I find that actually it's really about acknowledging ordinary life. This ordinary person, just the way he is. He doesn't need to change. Just look a little bit more closely at what's going on. Instead of it being vague and just making these assumptions, turn and actually, okay, let's have a look. Any assumption, bring it on. I want to feel it. I want to feel the texture of it, to really get to know it. Nothing needs to be pushed away. It's all here anyway, so only pushing away is only the thoughts trying to become a better person, or that spiritual ego again.
That's right. So saying yes to
everything. Oh, in fact, not even that. You see, even saying yes to everything is also thought, isn't it? It's like, I'm going to say yes to everything, and then it'll all be perfect. It's seeing actually that there is already a yes to everything, whether you like it or not.
Right.
So you may as well also say yes in a way. You may as well kind of fall back into that yes. You could say no. That's also there's a yes even to the no.
Right.
But eventually you have to see that no is is temporary, and eventually there's a yes behind it.
Can I ask one final question?
Absolutely.
Something been coming the past few days. Why does separation feel so real? Is it because of this identity trap? We identify with a limited me?
Well, in a sense, it is real. You know, as real as this whole play of life is, you know, there's the play of separation happening, but it's a play, as if it's real. And that's the point, that's why it feels real, because it must feel real, it's the play. And it's a kind of 3D, more than 3D, 4D, 5D, whatever play. And so it's wonderfully done, you know, don't you think? It's all wonderfully made, right? This whole play of separation. But it's only a play.
Okay. And if I wanted to end it?
Well, it's the play, you know, you see, you, the one who might want to end it, is part of the play of separation.
Right.
You know, some people do end it by killing themselves, for example, right? You know, but that would be happening also in the play of separation. So actually there's no escape, really, from the play of separation, other than seeing that it's a play, you know. And then you see you see that there's no escape, but you play, rather than taking it seriously, or rather than trying to find an escape. You know there's no escape, so you just dive into it and play fully. You play this person fully, you know, without trying to kind of step back into some escape. It's okay, there's no escape, so I am this separate person. And you know that actually you're the seeing of it all, but you're also this person playing in this play of separation. So play, you know. There's no point in holding back, right? And you can play fully in anything you do.
Nothing comes to mind. In meditation once I realized that I failed to pretend that I'm a person. I'm failing.
Yes, yeah.
I'm creating an image, spend so much energy, you know, trying to be someone, and I'm failing miserably.
According to the idea that you have about what a person should be like.
I guess, yeah. I'm not being maybe fully natural. That's all.
Okay. Look, you know, nobody knows how to be a person, right? We're all just either pretending to know, or just copying other people. We're faking it. Or if we know that this is a play, then we're playing without trying to be anything, or to just, you know, we're just playing whatever is here. And maybe we put on different hats, you know, we play these different personalities, but we're just playing. You know, so failing to be a person actually is getting the joke that it's all just a play, a pretense, really. So yes, you can't do anything but fail, really. The whole thing is just...
It's painful, though.
It's painful if you think that you shouldn't fail.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if you're trying to be a perfect person, according to any idea, even a spiritual idea, you can't fit this person into any idea. He's wild and free. Right? He's being reinvented moment to moment, as we were saying before. So how could he ever succeed at being a person? I mean, or the other hand, on the other hand, he's already absolutely a person just the way he is, with whatever comes up, whatever he does, however he is. And this again brings a lot of freedom to just be as you are. Because you are. It's for no other reason, you know. Here you are, so why not play?
Yeah. Thank you for the pointers.
Okay, thank you for your questions. Lovely. Thanks.